There's a photo. Just an ordinary photo. A living room, soft light, a woman smiling. Nothing unusual, until you notice the frame behind her. It's tilted, slightly off, almost like someone moved it right before the picture was taken. But here's the thing. That frame had been straight for years, and no one remembers touching it. Her name was Claire Bennett, 32, freelance illustrator, quiet life, the kind of person who notices small details, the way sunlight shifts across a wall, the way shadows stretch just before evening. She lived alone in a modest townhouse on the edge of the city. Nothing remarkable, no history of trouble, no strange behavior, no reason to think anything was off. Her days were predictable. Coffee at 8, work at 9, a walk at sunset. And at night, she would sit in her living room sketching, with soft jazz playing in the background. It was peaceful, almost too peaceful. The first sign didn't feel like a warning. It felt like forgetfulness. Claire noticed it one morning. A cup left on the kitchen counter. She was sure she'd washed it, but maybe she hadn't. We all forget things, right? Then it happened again. A drawer left open, a light switched on, a window slightly cracked, each time small, each time explainable, until the photo. She had taken it casually, sent it to a friend, but later that night she looked again. The frame behind her. It wasn't straight. Claire frowned. She walked into the living room, stood exactly where she had been earlier, and there it was, perfectly aligned, not tilted, not moved, exactly how she always kept it. So why did it look different in the photo? At first, Claire laughed it off, a trick of perspective, lighting, angle, shadow. But something lingered, that quiet, uncomfortable question. What if it wasn't? She began paying closer attention, taking photos, not of herself, but of her space. Morning, afternoon, night. Nothing changed. Everything stayed still. Until one evening, she compared two photos, taken just hours apart. In the first, the bookshelf was neat. In the second, one book was slightly pulled out, barely noticeable, but enough. Claire checked the timestamps. No one had entered, no doors opened, no windows disturbed. Just that book moved. Another night, she set up her phone, recorded for 3 hours while she slept. In the morning, she watched. Nothing. No movement, no sound. Until the final minute. Right before the recording ended, there was a shift. Subtle, almost invisible. A shadow crossing the edge of the frame. Claire paused the video, replayed it. Again and again. Each time it looked less like a shadow and more like a shape. She stopped sleeping, started checking locks repeatedly, installed a second camera, then a third. Still, nothing clear, only fragments, a reflection in the mirror that didn't align, a chair angled differently than she remembered, and always small, just small enough to doubt herself. Eventually, Claire did what most people would do. She looked for a logical answer. Stress, overwork, maybe even sleepwalking. It made sense. She'd been taking on more projects lately, deadlines stacking up. Her doctors suggested rest, less screen time, more sleep. And for a moment, it worked. The anxiety faded. The house felt normal again. The frame stayed straight. The books stayed in place. Everything returned to order. Or at least, that's what she believed. It happened 3 weeks later. Claire was reviewing old photos, clearing space on her phone, deleting duplicates, when she saw it again. The photo, the one with the frame. But this time, she zoomed in, closer, closer, past the tilted frame to the reflection in the glass. And that's when she saw it. Not clearly, Not fully, but enough. A shape, standing just behind her, too tall to be furniture, too defined to be shadow, and not her. Claire froze, her breath caught, because in that moment, everything connected. The moved objects, the subtle shifts, the feeling of being watched. The cameras had never caught it directly, because it didn't move when she looked, only when she didn't. She ran to the living room, stared at the frame, hands trembling, and slowly, very slowly, she tilted it, just slightly, then stepped back, waited. Nothing. Minutes passed. Still nothing. Until a sound behind her, soft, almost like a breath. What makes this story unsettling isn't just what Claire saw, it's what she didn't. Our minds are built to protect us, to filter out what doesn't make sense, to dismiss small inconsistencies. We call it logic, but sometimes it's denial. Because the truth is, if something only moves when you're not looking, how would you ever prove it? How long would it take before you stopped trusting your own memory, your own eyes? Claire didn't ignore the signs, she just couldn't connect them until it was too late. The frame still hangs in that living room, perfectly straight, just like before. Visitors say the house feels normal, quiet, calm. But every now and then, someone notices something small, a chair slightly turned, a reflection that lingers too long, and for a brief moment, they feel that quiet question. What if something is there only when you're not looking? Because sometimes the truth isn't hidden in the darkness, it's hiding in plain sight, waiting just outside your focus. And all it takes is one frame to reveal it.